Hello, thank you guys for returning back to my channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. I'm redoing this video because the last video was very hard to hear, and I know a lot of people want to know some information about how you guys can try to get your passports for your babies. So for my situation, the father had been incarcerated on and off for about 5 years. Oh, if you see there, I have some IHOP. That Colorado omelet is bomb. Okay, so anyways, what I'm saying here is I'm explaining the situation, how the father was incarcerated, and although he was incarcerated, he felt as if he had done as much work as I did, or maybe he was just involved as I was. Now, honestly, that would be impossible, because if you're incarcerated for about 5 to 6 years on and off, that's just totally impossible. So let me just say this. Don't feel defeated. There's going to be tactics from people, and sometimes you're going to have to overcome people in their ignorance. It gets really ugly sometimes when it comes to these children. But this is what I know for a fact. Those are my babies. And so you have to keep that in mind. If those are your babies and you're the one that's doing the work for them, you're the one that's making sure they're whole and well, then you fight back, because sometimes people will try to steal your joy. And so even though he felt that way, I told him he was crazy and there was no way. And he then called me and said that I could pay him $2,500 for their signature. And I just kind of paused, like, what the heck? How could you even try to charge me for signatures from children that you don't even help with? Like, it's insane. So pretty much, I went over his head and I started doing the research. I came across a form called a 5525, like a DS 5525 form. It's a blue form, and I'll show you guys the form here in a second on this video. But that form is specifically for people who have circumstantial issues. Like, again, for my children's father, he was incarcerated. Well, the crime that he had, it was a crime where he wasn't good to be around people. So this is that form, the DS5525. I'll also show you another one here in a second. And because of that, I went to the courthouse, printed out the information from his case, because it was a case where he is not allowed to be around, people that are younger, minors pretty much. And so I knew that that gave me some kind of leverage. So I went and I got the regular form, which is also this form here, the regular application. Everyone has to fill this out, not just children or not just adults, but you have to fill this form out along with that blue circumstantial form. Once you have both of these forms filled out, you can then take them down with the children's birth certificate, and you take down your money order for $35, which is like an acceptance fee, and $95 money order, which is for the passport card and the book. Now, your acceptance fee is pretty much your fee for the state or the United States saying, hey, we're going to take time out to process paperwork. So everyone has to get paid, of course. And then, of course, the passport and the book fee is for the pages and everything for you to travel. Pretty much on that circumstance form, they're going to ask you questions like, have you seen the last parent? Have you spoke to them recently? What is preventing you guys from figuring out how to work out the passports being signed by both parents? Well, if you have joint custody, for one, that's an issue. That means that both parents have signed the birth certificate, and that means that that father is saying, hey, I'm here. Now, even though the father says, hey, I'm here at the time the birth is there, don't mean the fathers stay around, and or mothers, let me say that. So you have to explain all those things. You have to explain if you reached out to friends or family in order to contact them, and then leave a phone number for a friend or family member that you've contacted of the other parent that's not there to help, or whatever the case may be. You can't send in the circumstance form just because you had an argument with the father or the mother. It has to be something really valid. For my kid's father, he got in trouble. He wasn't allowed to be around minors. It was like a messed up offense. So therefore, I went to the courthouse. I printed out all the paperwork, had it certified, took it to the post office. Okay? Because they want to make sure that you have valid reason. You can't just say, hey, you didn't feel like signing it and this is why we're here. I mean, you really have to jump through some loops sometimes if it's not a situation that's like mine. If it's a situation where the father or the mother hasn't been around, again, I believe that could work as well. But you would just kind of have to prove that, have that backed up validation that this is what's going on and this is why I'm here doing it this way. So it took them about really 6 weeks or so to look over my information and to send the passports. I also wrote a letter alongside of sending in my paperwork explaining how me and the father, in our past, we've had our own issues and how, this is important to me and my children, but we do not deal with this man. And we really just want our passports so we're able to just go and travel and see the world. You're gonna need some backbone to just deal with this kind of situation in general when you have to deal with that other parent. Like I said, the father at first tried to have me pay him $2,000, and it was ridiculous because I take care of those babies. Like, I do the work. I'm there for doctor's appointments, when the child is sick, when the child needs food, and I can't call anyone. Those kind of things. So you have to really be honest and voice what's going on and how it really is in your world when it comes to you and your family. I'm trying to figure out if I left out anything else in regards to this. You can do it. The people on the other side of that paperwork are human too, and they understand situations and things that's going on. And sometimes you're going to feel like you want to pull your hair out, go crazy because you're just trying to make different moves for you and your kids. But just hang in there, you guys. Don't give up, and you can totally do this. If you need any guidance, if you want to tell me your situation personally and I can kind of help, guide you or let you know if it will or may not work, I could do that as well. Because sometimes we're our own biggest fear and holdup. And you don't have to be that fear or holdup. Do not let it scare you. Because once he said to me, I'm going to need money, and those people aren't going to let you take those kids. And, he was being very spiteful. After I made up my mind that it is what it is, then that's how I decided to do it. And sometimes you have to go to court. I hope that you don't have to, but sometimes it goes that way. So that being said, I hope I was able to give some insight. Again, I'm remaking this video so I don't remember every single detail and every single thing, but I can look it up for you guys, or I can also help. Just inbox me, let me know. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I left the info in the description box, and right here is your passport fees in case you were unaware. Have a good one, guys. Thanks again for watching.